Good evening. On behalf of the commissioners and staff, I would like to welcome you to the December 8th, 2022 City of Roseville Planning Commission meeting. I'd like to remind everyone to please put all electronic devices on silent at this time. Agendas are available at the end of the staff table. If you plan to speak at tonight's meeting, please complete a blue speaker card and return it to the staff table. As a reminder, Planning Commission meetings are broadcast live and replayed throughout the week on Consolidated Communications and Comcast. I will now call the meeting to order. Lupe, may we have a roll call, please?
Yes, Commissioner Brashears is absent. Excuse Commissioner Jensen.
Here.
Commissioner Hagen-Jost.
Here.
Commissioner Pryor.
Here.
Commissioner Randolph.
Here.
Vice Chair Covington is absent. Excuse, and Chair Martin.
Here. Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. If Commissioner Pryor, if you could lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Lupe, may I please have a staff introduction?
Yes, good evening, Commissioners. Lupe Nelson, Recording Secretary.
Good evening, Commissioners. Joe Speaker, Assistant City Attorney. Good evening, Chair Martin and Commissioners. Greg Bitter, Planning Manager.
Good evening, Chair Martin and Commissioners. Derek Ogden, Senior Planner.
Good evening, Commissioners. Sean Morales, Associate Planner.
Good evening, Commissioners. Matt Todd, Principal Engineer.
Great, thank you. Next up is the public comment period. And it's a time for anyone who would like to address the Commission on any item that is not on tonight's agenda. When addressing the Commission, please state your name for the record and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Is there anyone who would like to address the Commission on any items not on tonight's agenda? Okay, hearing none, I will close the public comment period. Next up is the consent calendar, which consists of routine items that may be approved under one motion as recommended in the staff reports. However, each item may be considered separately upon a request by the audience, Planning Commission, or staff. Tonight's consent calendar consists of one item. Item is 5.1, the minutes from November 10th, 2022 Planning Commission meeting. Is there anyone on the Commission or in the audience who would like to pull this item off the consent calendar for separate discussion? Hearing none, may I have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, Commissioner Pryor has made the motion and Commissioner Hagen-Jost has seconded the motion. Can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, Commissioner Hagen-Jost.
Yes.
Commissioner Pryor.
Yes.
Commissioner Randolph.
Abstain.
And, Commissioner Jensen.
Yes.
And Chair Martin.
Yes. Motion's approved. Next up is the request presentations. It's the before we begin, I want to review the meeting procedures. First, we will hear the staff presentation, then we'll take questions from the Commission, and then we'll open up the public hearing, and then the applicant will make their presentation, and then I want to open up the public comment, and the public will have an opportunity to speak, and then I will close public comment, and if needed, the applicant may give give some comment to rebut if needed. Then I'll close the public hearing. Then the Commission may ask additional questions of staff. And finally, the Commission will consider the item and make a decision based on the information provided in the report from staff and the testimony presented during tonight's hearing. First item up is item 6.1. It's a request for a tentative subdivision map, major grading plan, and administrative permit for 2091 Gentle Rain Drive, for the record, file number PL22-0157. Sean, can we have your presentation, please? And
Yes.
Before you start, I'll just remind that our video is not working, so we're going to have some PowerPoint presentations that are printed out on the side if anybody needs them. Right. Sorry, Sean, go ahead.
Okay, no problem. Good evening again, Chair Martin and Commissioners. Once again, my name is Sean Morales. I'm an Associate Planner, and my first presentation tonight is on the Amaruso Ranch Phase 1 Subphase A2 project. The project site consists of approximately 34.5 acres of undeveloped land in the Amaruso Ranch specific plan in the northwest corner of the city, and includes 3 entitlement requests: a tentative subdivision map to create 156 residential lots, a major grading plan to allow rough grading of parcel AR51, and an administrative permit to allow minor unit transfers among parcels in this specific plan. The applicant proposes new subdivisions on 6 parcels that will create a total of 156 lots that are consistent with the RSDS development standards. Adequate access and circulation is provided to each parcel, and all single-family lots are oriented with frontage on public streets. The subdivision layout and street design were reviewed by the Engineering Division and Fire Department to ensure there is adequate access and street widths for circulation and emergency response. The proposal retains the axial geometry envisioned in the specific plan, with a residential street connecting the 2 city parks, AR-61 and AR-64B, as well as a paseo that crosses that axis perpendicularly, as mentioned in the specific plan. The project also includes a request to rough grade parcel AR-51 to provide approximately 26,000 cubic yards of fill to help balance the project site. There are currently no other entitlements for this parcel that would permit grading, so major grading plan approval is required. With the recommended conditions of approval, the grading will meet the requirements of the city's improvement standards and grading ordinance. Mapping of the project site resulted in 17 fewer units than was anticipated in the specific plan, so the applicant requests an administrative permit to retain those units by transferring them to parcels AR1 and AR2, which will be developed in a future phase. The specific plan allows for this minor unit transfer because no parcels are increased or decreased by more than 20%, and the general plan land use designation of low-density residential will be retained. The request also includes minor modifications to the specific plan parcel lines, shown in red on the right, to be consistent with the proposed subdivision map. Early notification of the project was posted on the Arcona website, and the public hearing notice was mailed to property owners within 300 feet, published in the Press Tribune and on the Arcona website as well. No comments were received in response to the notice. The project is exempt from SEQA review under Section 15182 for residential projects consistent with the specific plan EIR. So in conclusion, staff finds the project is consistent with the goals, policies, and standards of the general plan, specific plan, and zoning ordinance, and that the required findings for each entitlement can be made. Therefore, staff recommends the commission adopt the required findings of fact and approve the entitlements as listed on the slide, and I'm available for any questions.
Thank you, Sean. Commissioners, are there any questions for staff at this time? Okay, none. Then I will now open the public hearing. I would like to invite the project representative for this item to address the commission.
Good evening. I'm Vance Jones with Wood Rogers. I'm representing Brookfield here this evening. We just want to thank the staff for the time they spent working with us to get through the design of this project. We are in agreement with all the conditions of approval, and we're here to answer any questions if you have any.
All right. Thank you, Vance. Appreciate it. Commissioners, are there any questions from the project representative at this time? Nope. All right. Thanks. Thank you. I will now open the public comment period. Is there anyone from the public who would like to come forward and address the commission on this item? Seeing none, I will now close the public comment period. And if there's any additional questions or comments from the applicants from the commission? No. Okay, so then I will now close the public hearing. Would anyone like to make a motion from the commission?
Well, I'll go ahead and move that the Planning Commission adopt the 3 findings of fact and approve the tentative subdivision map subject to 72 conditions of approval. Adopt the 3 findings of fact and approve the major grading plan subject to 27 conditions of approval, and adopt the 3 findings of fact and approve the administrative permit subject to the 2 conditions of approval.
Second.
I think we have Commissioner Jensen has made the motion, and Commissioner Randolph has seconded the motion. Can we get a roll call, please?
Yes. Commissioner Jensen? Yes. Commissioner Randolph?
Yes.
Commissioner Hagen-Jost?
Yes.
Commissioner Pryor?
Yes.
And Chair Martin?
Yes. The motion is approved. There's a 10-day appeal period for this item. Thank you. Next item up on the agenda is item 6.2. It is a request for a major project permit stage 1 modification and major project permit stage 2 for 290 Roseville Parkway. For the record, the file number is PL22-0120. Sean, can we have the presentation for this one, please?
Yes, good evening again, Chair Martin and Commissioners. My second presentation for you tonight is on the Campus Oaks Town Center Shops 2 and 3 project. The project is located within the Campus Oaks Town Center development at the northwest corner of Painted Desert Drive and Roseville Parkway. The Town Center is the commercial portion of the Campus Oaks Master Plan and was approved through the Major Project Permit, or MPP, process in 2018. And MPP Stage 1 approved the building footprints, and Stage 2 approved building elevations for 9 of the 16 buildings. The current request is for an MPP Stage 1 modification to modify the site plan and an MPP Stage 2 to review the elevations for 2 new buildings in the center known as Shops 2 and Shops 3. The original approval anticipated a large fitness use on this corner, as shown in the slide. The fitness use has moved to the main inline building attached to the Nugget Market and is proposed to be replaced by 3 detached buildings, including Shops 2 and 3, as well as Shops 4, which was previously approved by the Commission and will contain an Ace Hardware store. The new buildings include similar setbacks from both road frontages, the same ingress and egress shown in yellow, and the same paseo location shown in green as the original approval. The detached buildings allowed the applicant to provide a plaza entrance on the southeast corner, which is consistent with the Campus Oaks Master Plan and Community Design Guidelines. The elevations are also consistent with the modern agrarian design concept developed for the town center by incorporating the colors and materials used throughout the development, shown in the pictures on the right. This includes modern materials such as stucco siding and large glass storefront systems, and agrarian materials such as colonial red metal siding and vintage wood cedar siding. The rear elevations face the public way. However, the applicant mitigated this design constraint by providing wall plane and roof height variation, as well as wood trellises to screen the gas meters. The electric switchgear equipment will be placed in a room within the building to further enhance the view from the public way. As with the original approval, trees are proposed on either side of the paseo, crossing the site from north to south. And large trees are also provided within the new plaza area at the corner of the site to provide a pleasant transition to the public way. Overall, the landscape plan is consistent with the plant palette used throughout the project and will provide adequate texture, screening, and shading for this site. Early notification of the project was posted on the Arcona website, and the public hearing notice was mailed to property owners within 300 feet, published in the Press Tribune and on the Arcona website. And an addendum to the HP Master Plan EIR was prepared as part of the original MPP approval for the overall Campus Oaks Town Center, and this project was found to be consistent with that addendum, so no further environmental review was required. So in conclusion, staff finds that the proposed modifications are substantially consistent with the intent of the original approval and that the project complies with all applicable goals, policies, and standards of the zoning ordinance, general plan, master plan, and community design guidelines. Therefore, staff recommends that the commission adopt the required findings of fact and approve the entitlements as listed on the slide. And once again, I'm available for any questions.
Thank you, Sean. Commissioners, are there any questions for staff at this time? All right, then I will now open the public hearing. I'd like to invite the project representative for this item to come address the commission, please.
Good evening, Commissioners. I'm Adam Lehner with Borges Architectural Group. First off, thank you guys for getting us to this point. I know we had a couple little design issues we had to work through, but I think we're happy with the outcome, and we've read all the conditions and agree with them. So here, if you have any questions, let me know.
All right, great. Commissioners, are there any questions for the applicant? No. I just want to say I appreciate the 2 building layout with the plaza in the center. It makes it more friendly for walkability for the neighborhood. And I know smaller buildings, you don't get as much out of them as a bigger box, but
Yeah.
it's a good design.
No, ultimately, they pushed us, and I think we came up with a better design than probably what we started with. So
Right.
I like it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I will now open the public comment period. Is there anyone from the public who would like to come forward and address the commission on this item? Okay, seeing none, I will close the public comment period. Next up is any additional questions or comments from the applicant. Anything else you guys want to add, Commissioners? No? All right. I will now close the public hearing. Would anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to adopt the 2 findings of fact and approve the major project permit stage 1 modification subject to 7 conditions of approval, and adopt the 2 findings of fact and approve the major project permit stage 2 subject to 80 conditions of approval. That's for file PL 220120.
I'll second that.
All right, Commissioner Pryor has made the motion, and Commissioner Hagan-Jost has seconded the motion. Could we get a roll call, please?
Yes, Commissioner Pryor.
Yes.
Commissioner Hagan-Jost.
Yes.
Commissioner Jensen.
Yes.
Commissioner Randolph.
Yes.
Chair Martin.
Yes, the motion is approved. There's a 10-day appeal period for this item. Thank you. Okay. Now, next up on the item is the staff report. It's the, any reports from the staff at this time?
Yeah, thanks, Chair Martin. I just have a couple quick items. The first is that we are currently scheduled to have items on both January 12th and January 26th. So those will be the next two Planning Commission meetings. Obviously, we're not going to have a meeting on the 22nd of this month. So we'll start the year off with a bang. I do also want to report out that last night the City Council acted on their set of entitlements for the Kaiser Hospital expansion project, and that was approved. So Kaiser is good to go. And it's my understanding after the meeting that they're going to start construction sometime around the 25th of January. Make ready work and the construction for the parking garage. So that project's going to be going pretty quickly. Also, on December 21st, the 3 commercial corridor specific plans will finally be heard by the City Council. So that's coming up. Other than that, I would just say happy holidays and happy new year, and we'll see you guys in January.
Yes, same sentiments exactly from all of us, I'm sure. Commissioners, any questions for staff? No? Then before we go for the new year, I just want to reiterate, happy holidays to everybody. I hope everybody has a good rest of December and into the next year. And then with that, can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Commissioner Pryor has made a motion and Commissioner Jensen has seconded. All in favor? Aye. Aye. We're adjourned. Thank you.